Hey guys, welcome to Week 8 Premier League Rundown here. Nigel, Seeley and JJ. JJ is always to my left. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Testing. We've got the new sound system here. Very professional, like myself. Welcome, Nigel.
Hello, JJ. All right, Natalie. Happy birthday yesterday, Natalie. Looking forward to the Premier League this weekend. Some massive games. I hope you had a nice day yesterday.
I had a very good day. I'm paying for it today, unfortunately.
She's very hungover. Very unprofessional, Natalie. I would never do such behaviour. But let's get going then, Nat. Come on, let's get the winners.
Pot calling the kettle black.
Moving on.
Right, Phil, first of all, actually, both of you guys did really well last week. Congratulations. The result is on. Nigel, you're now in the lead. You are 122.2% ROI. JJ, you're 110. I am 118. I dropped a few points. I was the only one that didn't have a good week last week. Both of you killed it.
Well, you're doing
congratulations.
You're doing very well, Natalie. Bear in mind, Nigel's not had as many games to cap as you have. So really, you're actually at the top of the leaderboard, and I'm second, and Nigel's third. The numbers do not lie.
All right, let's kick it off. Manchester City versus Everton here. Manchester City 1.5, Everton 7, draw 4.8. I'm predicting goals in this match, to be honest with you. The over is low, but you can play the over 3 there, 1.82. Nigel, what do you like?
I've got a different angle in this game, Natalie. I'm not going to go with the obvious play. I'm not going to go Captain Obvious. I think Everton might get something from the game. And the reason I think they might get something from the game is Manchester City haven't been playing very well in the last 2 games. They were awful against Tottenham. They lost 2-0. Prior to that, they drew 3-3 with Celtic. You know, if Celtic can score 3 goals past you, then you've got serious problems. And in midweek, they've got to go to the Camp Nou to play Barcelona, in which a game which Pep Guardiola is going back to Barcelona, which is going to be on the forefront of his mind. And I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if City rests some players for this game. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the likes of Aguero probably rested on the bench. Mm-hmm. And I think team moves is going to be crucial here. Whether or not Everton are good enough to beat Man City at the Etihad, that's a different thing. But I've got a play here, and my play is Everton plus 1 goal at 2.1. It was 0-0 last season. Everton don't usually get beat by many against Man City. And I think this could be a good time to play Man City with the Barcelona game coming on midweek. So I'm going to go Everton plus 1 here at 2.1.
Mm-hmm. What do you like?
Well, he's talking a lot of sense there, Nigel. I actually agree with him, but I'm actually going to go out on a limb. I'm actually going to take Everton to win. I'm getting 7, which is a whopping price. And everything what you just said there, Nigel, I'm on totally the same page as you. And I wouldn't be surprised if Everton do nick a win here. And I'm just going to do it. I mean, 7's a great price. And I'm going to go for it. Everton win.
I don't think I'd ever think I'd see the day where you two would agree.
Yeah, you talked a lot of sense there, Nigel.
I'm actually going to go against you guys. I'm going Man City -1. Although, Nigel, you do make a lot of sense there, so I'm a little bit nervous now. But 1.77, I'm going to stick to my guns. I've taken it. I'm going to back it. There we go. Chelsea versus Leicester. Chelsea favourites on their turf, 1.6. Leicester 6.1, draw 3. Chelsea haven't won a match against Leicester in their last 3 played. But Leicester are having a very poor road performance right now. The 1.6 there for a Chelsea win is my tip. But I'm actually going to get a little bit more out of it and go Chelsea and the over 1.5 goals. Leicester have conceded 10 goals on the road. And I'm expecting Chelsea to put a couple past them. What do you like?
Well, let's go to Nigel first. What do you
always pass the buck.
Well,
go on.
Okay, well, I'm telling you what's going to happen. The champions of England are going to get the job done. I'm taking Leicester to win, 5.5. I believe this Chelsea team's well overrated. And I reckon Leicester, champions of England, will win. What do you reckon, Nigel?
I think this is a really, really difficult match to call on the 1x2. I think it's really, really hard. I think that Chelsea are far too short. There's no doubt about it. I think the value definitely lies with Leicester, but are Leicester good enough? And I already think at this stage of the season that Leicester are prioritising the Champions League. Their league form is pretty poor. You know, as we said there, they haven't won a game away from home. But they have a massive home game against Copenhagen in the Champions League in midweek. And I think that's their priority now for the remainder of the season. Get through to the knockout stages there and see how far that competition takes them. And the one thing I do fancy is goals. I think both teams will score. 1.75 is goals. Chelsea have scored in every single one of their home games and conceded as well. And Leicester, both teams have scored in every one of their away games as well. So both teams to score is the angle for me here, 1.75. And just a little caution. Antonio Conte, the Chelsea manager, has been backed into even money favourite today in England from 40-1 to be the next Premier League manager to lose his job. There's obviously something gone on there. There's obviously some kind of thing. If there's any truth in those kind of rumours, and he's lost the dressing room already at Chelsea, they're no value at the 1.6. So I'm going to go for goals.
Well, he's going to lose it. He's going to certainly lose a dressing room after the champions of England do a number on him at home this weekend.
Arsenal versus Swansea now. Arsenal 1.3, Swansea 12.6, draw 6.2. Arsenal at home, they're in cracking form. 5 wins in a row, an incredible defence. Sort of looking like a Gunners clean sheet here. That's my official play. Nigel?
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think Arsenal look a very, very formidable defensive lineup now. They've always had problems at the centre half. Mertesacker never had the pace to deal with anybody. And now they brought in Mustafi, the German international, alongside Koscielny, who I think is the best defender and probably the best player in the Premier League, defender player in the Premier League this season so far. He's looked rock solid and he's weighed in with 2 goals in the last 2 games. Swansea have got a good record against them, though. They've won last year. They won the year before. Arsenal have only won once in the last 5. But this is a very, very different Arsenal side now. And the players they brought in look good. They look solid. They're no pushover anymore. They've kept the clean sheet in their last 4 games. They've won them all 2-0. And I think Arsenal to win 2-0 here at 2.25 is a much better way to get it with them at a very, very short price. Obviously, Swansea, Bob Bradley's the manager. He's the first American to manage in the Premier League. It's his first game in charge. And he couldn't have come to a tougher place than the Emirates at the moment. So Arsenal to win 2-0 for me.
Well, look at Nigel changing his tune now with Arsenal. I mean, that's because they've got a very good manager, Nigel. That's why Arsenal are doing very, very well. But I'm very, very excited about the new appointment at Swansea. Like you said, Nigel, first American in the Premier League, right, as a manager?
Yeah, first American manager.
So congratulations, sir. I think he's going to go out there, get that Swansea team really, really organised. There's a lot of American bashing in the British press, like, who's this guy? This guy is a class manager. He gets the best out of his players. He'll be going there and he will get a result. I'm taking Swansea to draw. That's all I'm going to do. I think he's just going to be very, very organised. I really think he wants to make a real good impression, Nigel. Do you know what I mean? I think it's going to be very, very tight. And it's up to Arsenal to break them down, isn't it, at the end of the day? Yeah,
Arsenal always have problems with teams when they come to put 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
And they always take a time. But Arsenal score more late goals than any other team in the Premier League. The amount of times I've left the Emirates in the 81st, 85th minute and heard a goal go in. But they always find a way to break them through. And I think Arsenal just have enough quality in this side. It's a very different Arsenal, so there's a young feel about it. They've got a bit of steel now in that centre midfield. And I think they'll just be too strong. But it's not going to be a pushover by any means of imagination.
Yeah.
All right. Bournemouth versus Hull now. Bournemouth favourites here, 1.85. Hull, 4.8. The draw, 6.2. Hull are struggling. They've just got 1 win of the season right now, which was playing Swansea 2-0 away. The straight Bournemouth win really does look a fantastic price. That's my top tip there.
I've not got much to add to that, Natalie, other than I'm with you. I'm taking Bournemouth to win. I think just below 1.9 now. I just think only thing that scares me is maybe a bit too captain obvious. But, some of the captain obvious plays do win. The punters can't always lose. Yeah. And I don't think me and you, all the punters, I should say you and I, correct myself there, you and I are going to lose on this game. I believe Bournemouth, they might put 2 or 3 past them. What do you reckon, Nigel?
I like Bournemouth a lot. I think they've got goals in them. Hull don't really have many goals. I think they'll win from home. The only thing I would say for Hull fans who are watching this or anyone thinking about backing Hull, they have lost 4 of their last 6 matches, but those defeats have come against Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea. So they have had a really, really, really tough run of fixtures. They weren't expected to win those kind of games. So it has been a tough run for them. I do think they're a side that will struggle. And I think it's the longest trip in the Premier League to go from Hull all the way down to Bournemouth. And it's one that I think is going to be a very, very, not a very nice trip going back. I fancy Bournemouth to win this at 183. But Hull, I think they're in for a long, hard season. But their form has been a little bit, not helped by the fixtures they've been handed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it looks like we're all going for this Bournemouth win here. Moving over, Stoke versus Sunderland. I tell you what, these two things do have in common. They concede goals. 28 between the two of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Stoke are the favourites. They're on their turf, 1.9. That is dropping a bit, actually. Sunderland, 4.2, draw 3.5. All those odds with Pinnacle. I'm actually looking at both teams to score in this match. I think collectively with all those goals they concede, I think we're going to see goals.
Goals, goals, goals on the new microphone here. I actually think this is going to be a draw. I think this has got not the blockbuster game of the weekend, is it? And they're both struggling badly, these teams, Nigel, aren't they?
They're both struggling badly, but they're both at the bottom, and it already looks like a relegation battle. And I think they may change their tactics in this game. I'm going against the captain of his play. I'm going under 2.5 goals. I don't think there'll be goals. I wouldn't be surprised to see this be 0-0.
Well, 0-0 was paying about, I think it's about 9-1, I think.
Well, I'm going to go totally swim against the tide in this game. I just think because they're both desperate for points, and they're both at the bottom. They look at this game, and it's a game that neither of them can afford to lose. So I think it's very, very tight. And I think it could play going against the current form. I do like the draw play, JJ. 3 of the last 4 years between these two sides has been a draw. 2 occasions 1-1 and 1 0-0. And I think last 6 meetings between these two sides at Stoke, they've all been under 2.5 goals. Wow. I think the nature of the game means that it could be quite tight. So I'm going totally against the stats. And I'm going for under 2.5 goals.
Well, that's it. The trend is your friend, isn't it?
All right. Under 2.5 goals. Yeah, last meeting at Stoke ended 1-1. I'm sticking with my guns here. Both teams to score 1.84. And you were going with?
I'm taking the draw.
The draw?
Yeah.
All right. Moving over, West Brom versus Tottenham now. West Brom 5.5, Tottenham 1.7, and the draw 3.9. Tottenham in second right now. I think they're having a very good season. Obviously, they come from a mighty 2-0 victory over Man City, which you called.
I did, indeed.
That was one of your bets.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just really liking Tottenham right now. And I actually generally never play their win, but I'm going to do it this time. Tottenham to win 1.7.
Well, I'm going totally against you, Natalie. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that West Brom at home are going to win. Yeah. I really believe it. They got a striker who's absolutely brilliant nice, haven't they?
I think this is a very, very difficult game to call. Tottenham were fantastic against Manchester City last time, and now they've got a run of 4 away games. They play West Brom this weekend, Bayer Leverkusen on Tuesday in the Champions League, which is a massive game for them. Bournemouth away and then Liverpool away. And I think Tottenham will be judged on these 4 games. I think this is a difficult one. I won't be having a bet because of that massive game against Bayer Leverkusen on Tuesday night. So for me, it's one to avoid.
One to avoid. Interesting. Tottenham as well, they've got a very good defence, just 3 goals conceded. And also West Brom are finding it difficult to score. To win, you've got to score. And that's what sort of like basically leaning me anyway to that Tottenham win.
Well, don't worry about that. West Brom's winning it.
Okay. Crystal Palace versus West Ham. Yep. Crystal Palace 2, West Ham 3.8, and the draw 3.5. Must win for West Ham. They're having a terrible season. Happy Hammers. I think they're sad Hammers. They're down in 18th. They're not doing very well.
They're not.
Miserable Hammers.
They are not very happy, the West Ham boys, are they? They're having punch-ups in their new home. I mean, I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, you said this at the start of the season, Nigel, didn't you? It wasn't their home, the Olympic Stadium, and they're not settling in very nicely there, my friend, are they?
No, I was there last game. I went to Olympic Stadium to watch them play Middlesbrough, and it's not a good place. The good thing for West Ham is they're away from home.
Exactly, yeah. They're going to be happy about that, really, aren't they?
They're going to love it. But Palace are in form. I mean, they've only lost 1 in their last 7 games against Southampton. At home, they beat Stoke 4-1 in their last game. And I think Palace here are fantastic bets in this London derby. I think West Ham, apart from Dimitri Payet, offer very little. They're a side that are decimated by injuries and look really low of confidence. And I think Palace, in a rocking Selhurst Park, get 3 points in it.
Mm-hmm. What was it like to sit in the West Ham Stadium? Because obviously they've got the track around there. Was it an enjoyable experience?
It's an Olympic Stadium and it's a running stadium. And what happens is that it's not their home, and there's no bars, there's nowhere around the shopping centre, which is close by, none of the football fans can get into. So they're all to go from one extreme to the other. It's such a cultural change to the fans as well, and they're not enjoying it. And it's coming across on the pitch, but as a spectacle, it's a beautiful place.
Okay, I'm actually going to take Crystal Palace draw no bet. There is a touch of value to do so. 1.610 bet. Have a sneaky feeling that West Ham might get something out of this, and that's why I'm taking the draw no bet option.
Well, I'm taking the Hammers to win.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've had big talks, just after the international break. They got to give something to get the fans going. I believe they're going to go there. They're not playing at home. They can just go out there, get the job done. I think it's actually going to be a really, really good game. I think I just really think a nice South London derby there. And I just think West Ham will go there and will get the win. And I'm getting great value. I'm just loving it.
Middlesbrough versus Watford. They're taking place on Sunday. Middlesbrough 2.3, Watford 3.6, and the draw 3.3. And I think that this is a no bet for me. I've got some leans looking at the over 2.5 goals, possibly both teams to score. But both teams have just been hit or miss. I think it's just a very tough match to call. So I am taking a back seat on this one. I'm going to hear what you've got.
Well, I mean, you take that, and you pass it on this one, Nigel. We playing this one.
I am passing as well. I think it's a very, very difficult game. I think Natalie's absolutely spot on. Watford games usually see goals. I would probably slightly go towards the goal angles, but for me, it's one to avoid.
Yeah.
Well, fortune favours the brave, and if I'm one thing, I am brave. And what I'm going to do is take Watford to win. I can't see how you guys are not seeing this. This is going to happen. Watford, they might win by 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Fired up.
Why do you think they'll win by 2 or 3?
I just think it's going to happen. I just think the price is there. I've made a bit of money on Watford this year. They're not a bad side, are they? I think they're grossly underrated. And I think they're going to go there, and they're going to win.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're scoring about two goals a game at the moment.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough scoring about a goal a game. That's why I sort of saw goals and most of them score all right. But you're going for that Watford win.
Watford win. Fired up.
Fired up. Southampton versus Burnley taking place on Sunday. Southampton 1.4, Burnley 9.4, and the draw 4.7. I'm liking the Saints win, to be honest. Not a huge amount of value there, 1.4. Nigel, let's start with you, actually. What are you going to go for?
I really love Southampton to win 2-0 here, 2.1. Southampton haven't conceded in 6 games, won 4 of those to 0. And Burnley haven't scored a goal away from home in the Premier League. Southampton to win 2-0 is a great bet.
Yeah.
Wrong, and wrong.
All right.
What's going on happen on this game? Burnley win.
Mm-hmm. You're just going for straight Burnley win there.
Burnley win, that's it.
9.4.
Yeah, love it.
All right. I'm actually going to go
It was actually 10 when I put it in this morning, so I must have dropped the line a little bit.
All right, I'm actually going to go for Saints and the under 3.5 goals. Not expecting Burnley to score. Saints on their turf, going to see a goal or 2 or maybe 3, but no more than 4. So I'm going to go Saints the under 3.5 goals, and that comes in 2.02. Nigel, am I in the right direction here?
Yeah, I think so. I think you are. I think JJ, I mean, it does look a big price on paper, JJ, the Burnley price. But the thing is, they're not a very good side. And they offer no goal threat. I think Natalie is going to be on doing a victory dance next week.
Yeah.
Well,
as long as JJ isn't.
If that one comes in, I will do a victory dance. Be a bit difficult with a new setup, but I'll do my best.
All right. Finally, the match that we are all looking forward to watching this weekend, or Monday there, Liverpool versus Manchester United. 2 enemies clashing. It's going to be a fantastic affair.
Yeah.
Liverpool
under the lights.
Under the lights, 2.1. Manchester United, 3.5. And the draw, 3.5. You're going to be at Chubbs watching this?
Absolutely. I'll be definitely watching this game. It starts at 1 o'clock our time. It's unusual to have a game of this magnitude, Nigel, on a Monday night, isn't it? I mean, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's very unusual. Usually a Sunday afternoon or a Saturday morning kickoff. But it's one that I can't have a bet on, JJ. I just want to watch it. I think it's going to be a great game. I think there's so many different subplots. The 2 managers, most importantly, Mourinho going to Anfield. No love lost between Chelsea and Liverpool over the years. But for the betting purposes, I think this is really, really, really tricky to have a view. So for me, I'm just going to enjoy it with a couple of beers and not have a bet.
Nigel, I'm right behind you.
How can you watch the game without not having a punt on the game?
I was going to say, I believe our friend here to the left has got a bet.
I have, and more importantly, I've got the winner. Mm-hmm. This is the play of the weekend, my friends, even though it's Monday. Manchester United to win. That's it.
All right.
The same Man United.
So, is there like a why, or just?
I just think that Man United are going to go there. I mean, it's going to be a tremendous game, like you said, the subplots Nigel was talking about with the passion of the both managers, and I just think Mourinho really, really wants this. And I just believe they got too much quality, Manchester United, and I think and I'm getting a great price as well on that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
3.5.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be goals. It might be a bit of a disappointing game because sometimes these games are built up and hyped so much, and it doesn't sometimes materialise. But whatever happens, Manchester United, my friends, will get the win, which will be a good birthday present, late birthday present for you, Nat, because you are a Manchester United fan, aren't you?
I am indeed.
There you go. So that's going to be your birthday present. Put $100 on Manchester United, Nat.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do be sure to follow JJ. JJ is a winner.
I had a bit of a meltdown on the Twitter the other
heard.
night. So I'm back on the Twitter. I had a bit of a meltdown the other day on the Twitter. I've deleted those tweets and I'm back up and running, back on the Twitter and fired up and loving it.
So JJ is a winner, and then it's Seeley_Nigel. That's right, Nigel, isn't it? Seeley_Nigel is your Twitter handle.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, follow these two.
All right, thank you, Nigel.
Take care. Have a good week, guys. See you next week.
Cheers, See you next week.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.